New Lands, by Charles Hoyfort, Part 1, Chapter 4D. The companion of Sirius looms up to our recognition that the story must be nonsense, or worse than nonsense, or that two light comedies will now disappear behind something darker. The story of the companion of Sirius is that Professor Auwers, having observed, or in his mania for a pencil and something to scribble upon, having supposed he had observed motions of the star Sirius, had deduced the existence of a companion, and had inevitably calculated its orbit. Early in the year 1862, Alvan Clark, Jr., turned his new telescope upon Sirius, and there, precisely where, according to Auwers' calculations, it should be, saw the companion. The story is told by Proctor, writing 30 years later. The finding of the companion, in the precise position of the calculations, Proctor's statement that, in the 30 years following, the companion had conformed fairly well with the calculated orbit. According to the Annual Record of Science and Industry, 1876, page 18, the companion, in half the time mentioned by Proctor, had not moved in the calculated orbit. In the Astronomical Register, volume 15, page 186, there are two diagrams by Flammarion. One is the orbit of the companion, as computed by Auwers. The other is the orbit, according to a mean of many observations. They do not conform fairly well. They do not conform at all. I am now temporarily accepting that Flammarion and the other observing astronomers are right, and that writers like Proctor, who do not say that they made observations of their own, are wrong, though I have data for thinking that there is no such companion star. When Clark turned his telescope upon Sirius, the companion was found exactly where Auwers said it would be found. According to Flammarion and the other astronomers, had he looked earlier or later it would not have been in this position. Then, in the name of the one calculus that astronomers seem never to have heard of, by what circumstances could that star have been precisely where it should be, when looked for, January 31st, 1862, if upon all other occasions, it would not be where it should be? Astronomical Register, Volume 1, page 94. A representation of Sirius, but with 6 small stars around him. An account, by Dr. Dawes, of observations, by Goldschmidt, upon the companion, and 5 other small stars near Sirius. Dr. Dawes' accusation, or opinion, is that it scarcely seems possible that some of these other stars were not seen by Clark. If Alvan Clark saw 6 stars, at various distances from Sirius, and picked out the one that was at the required distance, as if that were the only one, he dignifies our serials with a touch of something other than comedy. For Goldschmidt's own announcement, see Monthly Notices, Royal Astronomical Society, Volume 23, pages 181, 243.